Ladies and gentlemen, we already know how Bernie Sanders feel about reparations. You know, his overprivileged ass don't feel that we deserve reparations. And so the question was once again asked about reparations to Bernie Sanders, and his response was he's a strong co-sponsor of HR 40. And we know that's nothing but a wasteful study, and there is $0 attached to that piece of junk called HR 40. So of course he's for it. There's no money involved. He doesn't have to give nothing up. See, if this man had to give up a dime to the Black community, his next heart attack would definitely be a massive one. So this is Mongolian Nation. And New York Times questions Bernie Sanders on reparations. I'm a strong supporter, so a co-sponsor of HR 40. Who the hell cares? It's a worthless piece of garbage. It's like having shit written on a piece of toilet paper. Nobody cares. But look at this picture, y'all. That was a toddler. These mofos were so damn evil, they had little black toddlers out in the cotton field. That's a damn toddler. They could care less that they did this stuff to us. So, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker have said they support some form of reparations, but Bernie Sanders has declined to do so, insisting instead there are better ways to help Black communities than just writing out a check. Really? Is that why don't you find better ways to help the Jewish community that you come out of, Bernie Sanders, instead of writing a check? Oh, that's different, right? Piece of shit. Wanting it both ways, Sanders denied that he has rejected reparations. Now we heard him reject reparations. He said it was too divisive. Don't y'all remember that? Oh no, we can't do reparations. It's too divisive. Like the country is not already divided. Okay, this place has always been divided. What's new? It would be all the same to us. However, unlike former Vice President Joe Biden, Sanders is willing to talk about it. That's a damn lie. Oh, this man is a liar. We heard him straight up reject reparations for the Black community. We heard it, and we heard it more than once. We heard it multiple times. Now he's willing to talk about it. You know why? Because he's not getting the Black support that he thought he was going to get. He got some Black support, but not what he thought, y'all. During a December 2nd conversation with the New York Times editorial board, Sanders said he had just returned from the campaign trail in South Carolina, where he said we have more African American support in the state legislature than any other candidate. We had 9 members of the state legislature who are supporting us. We have a whole lot of people like Cornel West, Nina Turner, Danny Glover, many others, leading African American voices that are out there campaigning very, very hard for us, Sanders says. Well, you should show your gratitude by giving the African American community reparations. Why not give that kind of gratitude, Bernie Sanders? Because you don't want us to have nothing. Okay? He don't want us to have nothing. I think we will surprise people about how we do in South Carolina. I don't care. Myra Gay, a member of the New York Times editorial board, asked Sanders to talk about reparations. You've declined to support reparations, Gay said. What, if anything, should the federal government do to address the condition specifically of Black Americans after centuries of discrimination, exclusion, and plunder? Sanders replied, I am on Cory Booker's bill in the Senate, which is just a replica of H.R. 40, y'all. See, this is why he is jumping on board and supporting it, because he doesn't have to give nothing up. His people don't have to give anything up. Bernie Sanders fools no one, which looks at reparations. Well, we don't need bills to look at reparations or study reparations. We need reparations, like cut the damn check. I am a co-sponsor of that, strong co-sponsor of that. What? I am a co-sponsor of that. Strong co-sponsor of that. So he's talking about Cory Booker's bill. Booker in April filed a Senate bill to consider a national apology for slavery and to study reparations for the racial and economic discrimination that persists for African Americans. We don't need that. I seriously, y'all, I don't need, want, or desire any kind of apology. It wouldn't be genuine anyway. Who the hell needs a fakeified apology? Just give me my reparations. You can shove your apology. I don't need it. I just don't feel it's necessary for me to move forward. Just give me my money. I can move forward. I don't, your apology, yeah, whatever. Okay, the bill is officially called H.R. 40, Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act. But it's amazing. Where is the H.R. 40 Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for Jews Act? Okay, you notice they always want to do something different when it comes down to us. Everything's got to be different. It's just nothing but the usual stall tactics. We'll just wiggle this HR 40 and, we'll try to get the African Americans to vote for us. And then, of course, when we get in office and everything looks good, we'll just drop everything and not talk to them anymore. That's really the goal. This is just a way to comfort the masses. I'm not comforted by HR 40, and I'm not going to get comforted by it either. Booker campaigned on a proposal to address growing income equality with baby bonds. Wow. No, we need reparations, y'all. All these little extra things that you keep coming up with, we don't want it. Government-run savings program for children. Okay, so even if you came up with that as a form of reparations, then you're still leaving out a big chunk of the African American community, and you're just focusing on babies. You need to focus on the parents that got the babies here. They need their reparations. Sanders said he is sympathetic to Rep. James Clyburn of South Carolina, who drafted the 10-20-30 formula to fight persistent poverty. But that does nothing for the Black community, y'all. His 10-20-30 really gives to everybody except for the Black community. We get the short end of the stick, even with that bill. But see, we don't need programs. We don't need them coming up with new bills that we get shorted on. We need reparations. I don't want no 10-20-30. I don't want no HR 40. Look how the numbers are in sequence. 10-20-30 HR 40. People can kiss my ass with this shit. The formula would ensure that no communities are left behind. But see, that's not the problem. Only one community went through chattel slavery. I don't care about the other ones. It would direct at least 10% of rural development investments to persistent poverty communities. So in other words, it can be an impoverished community that's Hispanic. This could go to Asian communities, white communities. 10, 20, 30 just belongs in the nearest garbage can. Okay. Jamarlin talks about the recent backlash against LeBron James. Okay, I'm just going to skip over that. I guess that's the podcast that's right here. I'm not interested in that. Moving on. I didn't know if you're familiar with that. Clyburn is talking about, Sanders said. It's called 10-20-30 legislation. And what it says is the federal government must substantially increase funding for distressed communities that have long-term poverty rates, often, not always, African American communities. And exactly, and that is the problem, y'all. That is the problem. See, that's why he's latching onto it, because it's not exclusively something for the Black community. Had James Clyburn came up with something for Black communities only, Bernie Sanders would be stomping his feet and talking against it right now. But his 10-20-30 is really for all communities. No, that's not going to suffice. No. And that means a significant increase in federal funding for housing, for education, for healthcare, for infrastructure, for job training. Okay, that's all fine and good. That's not reparations. That's not reparations. Now, you want to cut the check and give us the additional things, that's fine. But without any type of financial backing to a bill that's going to benefit the community, then it's garbage. There's a million programs out here, y'all. We don't need no more programs created. We need our reparations. You're absolutely right. There is no argument, Sanders continues. They're all African American. We don't even have to go into all of the horror that that community has experienced and that has got to be addressed. And we intend to address it in an extremely bold way. That's a promise I make to you. Well, I'm not interested in your promises, Bernie Sanders, because history has showed when y'all get into office and get everything you want, you go right back to ignoring the Black community. That ain't going to work this time. That ain't going to work. And we are tired of you pacifying us with all of these proposals and programs and bills with no funding and things that will not benefit us at all. We are done with that. So you, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, I mean, and Corey is not even in the race anymore. Y'all can all kiss my ass with this HR 40, 10, 20, 30, all these little useless ass bills you want to prop up in front of us and act like you're really doing something. And at the end of the day, it's all a bunch of nothing. That's it. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This is the latest BS from Bernie Sanders. You know, I don't see how any Black person out here, these must be some older Black people. I don't see how anybody in the Black community can support this man. You know exactly how he feels. It's fine for his people to get all the reparations in the world. They have gotten reparations for decades now over the Holocaust. And the US is paying out on something that never occurred on this soil. But yet they keep pouring money into Israel every single year. And these people get cash reparations. And many of the Holocaust victims are dead. Their offspring, all these decades later, their offspring are getting that money now. Nobody seems to have an issue with that. But because many of the slaves are deceased, we're the offspring. they got a problem with giving the offspring some. But if you're a Holocaust victim and you're an offspring of one of those folks, oh, it's okay. We won't even discuss that. It's fine that you're getting that money. See, the hypocritical bullshit must end. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.